So who am I speaking with?
My name is Matt Van Horn from Path.com.
And Matt, you used to also work for Digg, correct?
That is correct.
All right, so tell me the quick story. How'd you get your job at Digg? How did you get the attention of Kevin Rose?
So I started actually stalking Jay, and I just graduated college, and I was studied marketing, so I wasn't an engineer, I wasn't a designer. They had no interest in hiring me or talking to me, and I just told him I was a young entrepreneur, would love to pick his brain, and that didn't work. So I just started mailing newspaper articles and things like that, and sending him lots of emails and saying hey, let me in, you need to hire me, I'm going to be the best hustler you've ever had for your company. And eventually they said, fine, we haven't even hired your boss yet, but make a proposal for yourself and we'll think about it. And they ended up hiring me, and just hustled my ass off once I got there.
So tell me, what's the difference between stalking and being a little creepy, because you can go over the line, and being a hustler? So where's that line?
I think you have to be minded of adding value. I think is the biggest factor. That a lot of people that are just hustling and trying to meet people, they seem very fake, and you just have to be authentic, be yourself, but also figure out what value you add. I wanted to pour my love and sweat into helping the company of Digg. And I was very passionate about it. I wasn't bullshitting, and they could clearly tell that. And so I think you have to figure out when you're networking or trying to get through somewhere, what value do you add?
Excellent. All right, let's go to your actual presentation. You had tons and tons of awesome advice. How about you give me 3 of them that you think have the most impact that everyone needs to do? 3 tips, that is.
3 tips. I've never broken it down to 3. I think.
Well, give me as many as you like.
I think taking advantage of Facebook as a networking tool, and not being afraid to add people on Facebook and create that. It's kind of like a more personal LinkedIn, is the way I look at it. And the lines are now crossed, and it's kind of, a lot of people don't like that. That's why there's a market for Path. But I think that it's incredibly important to add people on Facebook after you connect with them. Another thing is always follow up. Within 48 hours, send 3-line emails only. Do not write essays. Essays suck. People get too much email in their inbox, and write as much in the subject line as you possibly can. And then...
So stop on that one. I would say 1 out of every 10 people I hand my business card to actually follows up with me. Mm-hmm. Would you say the same happens to you, or maybe because of the profile you've created, people actually respond to you more?
No, a lot of people lose business cards or don't focus on them. It's actually kind of sad that we actually are exchanging pieces of paper. But for me, I like business cards because it just is the reminder. I actually need the guy's name and the reminder, but often I'll email myself a reminder, or with someone, or tweet to them, and then that'll remind me later. But I think that's the real value of business cards.
All right, so I stopped you just before you were going to add your other advice, which I thought was good. Put a good subject line with just 2-3 sentences in the email, and then a couple other tips quickly.
You can also guess email addresses if you're trying to get through to someone, and figure out what value to add to every person in the world. There's probably something that you can add, and just think of interesting people you respect, and you'll be shocked by the responses you'll get from people. And I often I'll hit a lot, other times I'll miss a lot, but just kind of trying is the biggest thing.
I will also say, like you said, you set up meetings. A lot of time people will say in a very passing, we should get together sometime, which means I'm not going to take the effort to set up the meeting. You, the individual, has to take the effort, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. And something that I like to do is I don't like those conversations, and maybe if they're blowing you off, then maybe you shouldn't schedule a meeting with them. But I try to not say, hey, let's get together sometime. I'll say, okay, we're both swamped. Right now it is, what month? It's June right now. It's July soon, so it's June right now, and I'll just say, all right, how about end of September? Let's just put something on the calendar. You're going to come by Path at 5 o'clock, end of September, and just put it on the calendar and move back as needed, but schedule everything and just continue to reschedule it. I think that's very important too.